My Move the Chains audience, we are back with another special Sunday edition of this Move the Chains podcast. Hope we're doing well today. I'm recording this while games are going on, but I just need to get on here and talk about what I wanted to talk about today. I hope you guys are doing well. We are getting close to Thanksgiving. Holy shit, can it slow down already? God damn. I feel like I'm in that movie Click with Adam Sandler, Universal Remote, and just, pew, and then it stops. So, crazy, wacky slate yesterday in college football, especially in the SEC, the best conference in college football. Wacky games. Ole Miss going down, Texas A&M going down, and then Alabama going down last night. Woo! Roll time. Woo! Thank God they lost last night. I'll get into them in a second. I do like Kalen DeBoer as coach, though. I just hate Alabama in general. So shove it up your ass, Paul Feinbaum, you dumb fuck, you looking then Kermit the Frog's evil cousin, four-eyed looking douchebag. Glad they lost. How you like me now, fucker? So anyways, I watched two of my guys yesterday who I want the Raiders to draft, Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. I'll get into both those games right now. So, Cam Ward yesterday, I watched that game. I was at work yesterday from 8 to 1. Got to make that money, got to make that hustle. And I got home yesterday, and I watched a little bit of that game, end of it, and then I rewatched the highlights this morning, the condensed version, 8 to 10 minutes or whatever, how long it is. So my takeaway last night was Miami does this a lot. They kind of struggle. They kind of slug their way, and then they kick it into hyper gear. And Ole Miss early on, they got a kickoff return, and I'm going, oh shit, here we go. Miami's going to lose this game, and then they jump back and they get on it. So great win yesterday, great show of grit and toughness by Miami. Again, very Mario Cristobal-like team yesterday, physical, run the ball, toughness. I love that about them. Former offensive lineman, you could see the toughness in their football team. And Cam Ward's just special. He's what makes Miami's thing stir the string. So, great win for Miami yesterday. This is what good teams do. They kind of slug it out. They kind of start slow. And then when they need to kick in a hyperdrive, they go and they pounce on them. And they did with Duke yesterday. They are floating on offense. Cam Ward's got his array and a assault of weaponry in terms of speed, quickness, good off the line. I just didn't understand some of the stuff yesterday in terms of Wake Forest's coverages. They're playing so much off coverage. Maybe that they're not afraid of the separation. I don't know. But yesterday you just saw, of what they were doing. And then I look on Cam Ward's side of it. Listen, is he going to win the Heisman? I don't know, but he's proven voters that week in, week out, he's putting up these great numbers, balling. So I like what I see from Miami. Can they win? Can they get to a national championship? I highly doubt it. I got to see them play a real game all the way through. They have been impressive, and Cam Ward is a big reason for that. And if I'm my pick right now, I'm taking Cam Ward because I'm going to get to Shedeur in a second. He did some shit last night that went back to his old habits. I don't love it. And Colorado just got manhandled yesterday. So, great win for Miami. Takeaway from that is I think Cam Ward, is the real deal. Can sling it, run it when he has to. He does some shit, though, that the gunslinger sometimes kind of bites him in the ass. And throws some picks. I just go, no. But I got to say this. He's got a 7-on-7 feel to him. I agree with my buddy Grant Sin. We talked about this. Very 7-on-7 kind of feel to him. So I'm all in on Cam Ward. And maybe if the Raiders can win today, they got to beat the Broncos. Okay, my brother, who's a big Bronco fan, Jackson, just told me he thinks we can win today. God help us. We'll see. So, the game that I also wanted to get to yesterday. Now, I was at a musical last night for one of my buddies from Walmart. Shout out to Ralph from Brazil. Great guy. Work with him. He did a tremendous job last night in that concert. Now, there was 2 acts of it. I ended up just doing the 1 act. I had to come home. I got some dinner last night. So, I missed the Colorado game. Long story short. So, I was kind of rambling there. But, I did rewatch the game this morning. And, God, the glaring holes for this Colorado football team came back to life yesterday. The missed tackles, the missed assignments, O-line getting buried and bulldozed. Or I will say the D-line got buried and bulldozed, and the O-line did okay. But yesterday, Shedeur, I saw something that just really made me mad this morning and really disappointing, was he shoved a referee last night. And I was on my walk this morning. I was thinking about what I was going to say on here. I do not love that one iota, one damn bit. I get football is emotional. I get it. It is violent. It's depicted. It's kind of WWE a little bit. Minus it's not what we consider fake, but it is what it is. And last night, Shedeur, through all the great progress that I've seen him from the Nebraska game to now, threw it out the window last night because of one stupid thing. Now, is he still going to get drafted high? Probably. But that just really concerns me. And again, we'll find out. You know, maybe he's learned his lesson. He seems like a humble kid to me, raised right by his dad. But last night, and listen, Colorado's got players. This is not, I'm not going to shit on them today. But that really was a bad look yesterday. And really starting to contemplate whether I want the Raiders to take him or not. Again, there's a long way to go from here until April, obviously with the combine and all that. But I just was very taken back last night. And on Colorado's side of it, they were doing really well defensively. And they ran into Kansas, who, listen, Kansas may have a 4-6 record. And that was such a cool sight to see yesterday. Arrowhead, I've been there, obviously. Chase Mathis knows this, and people who follow me know. I was there 2 years ago with my dad. Monday Night Football, Raiders, Chiefs. But that's just a cool atmosphere, one of the best I've ever been to, probably all sports. And to have the Kansas fans there, it's just cool. You saw like this array, this mirage and like an avalanche of blue and red yesterday supporting the Kansas Jayhawks. It was really cool to see. And Kansas is getting better as a football program. We always thought they were a basketball school. The famous line that Baker Mayfield said was, "You're a basketball school, go play basketball." Joel Embiid went there. Joel Embiid. Pussy bitch. But the point is that it was a cool sight to see. But give credit to Kansas, man. They whipped Colorado's ass yesterday. I saw the final numbers yesterday, and the box score was 530 yards of offense and 330 on the ground. I couldn't believe it. And just bad tackling yesterday. It just felt like a Big 12 team that deserved to be in the Big 12. We thought that, yeah, okay, Oklahoma, yeah, okay, they left the Big 12. They're going to work on tackling. Yeah, so going forward, Colorado puts a big dent in it. I don't think they get a Big 12 championship game bid. I think Tulane gets in that. So just a really poor showing last night and just not a good way to go out. Shedeur's got a lot of explaining to do why he shoved that ref. I got question marks about that now. So litany of shit that I just got really question marks about Shedeur. When I had question marks about him, I kind of bought in, and now I'm back out because he shoved the ref last night. And that did not look a good look. So last thing I want to talk about, and it's great having you guys in, is that I saw Alabama last night get absolutely mollywopped. Woo! And with that Alabama loss last night, Oklahoma got me feeling a little, not just loving it, not just liking it, got me feeling nicey last night. Get me feeling nicey. Hey, woo-wee. All right, I'm stop dancing now. But the point is good for you, Oklahoma. You got to win last night. Win a weekend of the underdogs in the SEC. Auburn beat Texas A&M, and I think it was 4 overtimes or something like that. Kind of remind me of the LSU Texas A&M game in Texas Station. There was 7 overtimes. It was 74-72. Crazy back and forth game. Not quite to that level, but it was still a little high scoring enough to win last night. But man, what an epic collapse by Alabama. And look, I admire Kalen DeBoer, and I said this at the top. I respect Kalen DeBoer as a coach. But man, Alabama's got a lot of explaining to do, man. To allow 250 yards rushing last night, that's bad. And I got to go back and watch the highlights today, and I might before the Raider game and then the Packer game today. I got some time in between. So, but man, I just was so taken aback last night by that. And it was just embarrassing. For a program like Alabama to have all this recruiting, all this money, it's a shame. And congrats to Oklahoma and Brent Venables last night. They've always been a good program. They're one of the blue bloods in college football. Good for them. But I just got to say, and listen, this is not to shit on Kalen DeBoer. He will get this train right at Alabama. I'm not disputing that, okay? It's still Alabama. That state is littered with high school kids. You can go within a 5-mile radius and get kids. This isn't man overboard, okay? But we had a lot of expectations going into this with Kalen DeBoer. He ain't no Nick Saban. Now, could he become that, win natties? I think he can. Because he's won everywhere. Okay? But you gotta show me more. And last night, and I got to say this with Jalen Milroe, I'm out on him. I do not like Jalen Milroe. I think he's a nice college quarterback, and if he gets in the NFL, he's got to be a part of a six-back offense, Jalen Hurts kind of style, Anthony Richardson with the Colts. This kid's accuracy, for most of the season, I've been very impressed against Wisconsin, against everybody else. God help us, what was that last night? Now, again, I'll go back and I'll go watch the highlights condensed because I didn't get to see it last night. But what an embarrassment. I mean, what is that? Now, you get a stinker every once in a while. I get that. But that was embarrassing last night for Alabama and just the way that they lost. I mean, they ran it 50 times down your throat last night and you couldn't do anything about it. That's on coaching. So, and again, I understand it's a different era of college football with the NIL and transfer portal and all that horse shit. So it's harder to keep kids, and I get it. But it's still Alabama. You should not have problems. I say this, that's like first world problems, okay? It's like Georgia. Everybody complains to me, well, Georgia's bad. No, Georgia had a down year. They're fine. They're still an elite program. I'm not disputing that. So that's all I wanted to say on here. And Ole Miss yesterday shit the bed, too. I forgot to mention that. They do not deserve to be in the college football playoff to me. Listen, I'm a big Jackson Dart fan, but as I'm thinking, I got to go watch the highlights. I got to do some homework this weekend, but I still feel like I'm in school. But I just, to me, was very taken aback yesterday by Ole Miss and their miscues in the red zone and all that. And Jackson Dart, I still like a lot. But, man, those picks he threw were just forced yesterday. I felt like he was trying to do too much. And we got to find out would he come back to school? Would he not? I don't know. But if I'm him, I still got some question marks that I need answered. Now, they're going to get in a bowl game, and maybe he'll play in that. We'll see. I don't know, because all these players now are opting out of bowl games for crying out loud. So we'll see how that goes. But like I always say on here, I hope you guys are doing well on this terrific, super slamming Sunday of football. Hit the like, subscribe, share button, and stay tuned throughout the week. I got more content I'm going to post, and talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.